Hello, and welcome back to HunterTuned. Today we are working on a 2003 Honda Civic Si hatchback. So this is an EP3 Honda Civic. I don't know, they kind of have grown on me over the years, Christian. A lot of people don't like these cars. I like them. I think back in the day I didn't like them, but now that I've driven a bunch of these now, and with the stock engine, they're a little bit boring, let me say. So this guy brought the car in for some dyno tuning and to diagnose a few little issues that the car is having. He said that it was kind of surging when he was driving it down the highway, and I verified. I just kind of took it down the road and just kind of seen what the car was doing, and sure enough, just light throttle, light load, the car would kind of surge in and out of acceleration, and it would not kind of keep a steady state RPM. It would kind of just bounce around and run like a little herky jerk.
Oh yeah.
So anyways, a little bit of backstory with the car here. This is a 2003 Honda Civic. Like I was saying, it has a 2000, I'm not exactly sure exactly what year engine this is, but it is a k20a2 out of like a Type S RSX, and has a HPS cold air intake on it. I'm unsure if it has a throttle body spacer on it, and I think that's about it. It has an aftermarket fuel rail, pressure regulator, and stuff like that too, but I believe these are factory injectors. And it also has like a shorty header on it, nothing crazy. I can't really read the brand on the header. I'm not exactly sure what header it is, but it's nothing too crazy, nothing too special. And the exhaust is a fairly stock catback. I think it has resonator and muffler still on it, so a little bit choked up on the exhaust side of things, but he did bring it in for some tuning. He wanted to see what it put down, get some tuning out of it here, and we are going to see what this thing makes, go through the tune-up, and make some jam. So lately on the Facebook page, or on my personal Facebook page, I've been kind of posting cars that I put on the dyno and telling everybody to kind of post guesses and stuff like that. It's kind of a little fun thing I've been doing on my personal Facebook page if you guys aren't friends with me. Otherwise, you can always join the HunterTuned Facebook group. There is a HunterTuned YouTube Facebook group also on Facebook that you guys can kind of interact with us. I'm not too active on there lately. I've been super busy with being out at the shop and dealing with customer stuff and website stuff and all that stuff. It's been really keeping me busy, so I apologize for anybody that I haven't gotten back to in a timely manner lately. I've just been busy with customer cars, and customer cars come first, in my opinion. If something's at the shop to be worked on, that's what I'm doing. So anyways, obviously the last video you guys seen, we did make 278 horsepower with that B16 EG Honda Civic. I had a couple of comments saying, like, you know, the dyno is reading low or whatever, but we're trying to have the dyno correlate exactly to a track time. So I mean, I guarantee if this car makes 278 horsepower, if he takes it to the track, it should trap, you know, what the car weighs. There's a lot of ET calculators out there, and that's kind of how we calibrated the dyno. We kind of calibrated the dyno to read a mile-an-hour output at the track, and a lot of times, you know, guys will make 800, 1,000 horsepower on 1320 video, but they go racing and the thing goes 980 with 1,000 horsepower, and that just doesn't make sense half the time. So I'm trying to show you guys real world stuff here and show you that, you know, if a car makes 600 horsepower on the dyno, it should go like a, you know, 140 some mile an hour trap speed, etc. So that's kind of where our numbers are coming from. Every dyno is going to read a little bit differently, so I don't want anybody to get their panties in a bunch. You guys know that this is a pretty budget dyno, and I feel it's very accurate with the way that we have it all set up. It's kind of hard for us to jumble the numbers because it has a load cell that is calibrated to a certain weight. So whenever the car puts out a certain amount of torque to the roller, it tugs on the load cell, and that is calibrated to a certain weight. So it's kind of hard for us to even jumble the numbers on the dyno to make them read higher or lower. We're just kind of giving you real world stuff here at HunterTuned. That's what I've always been about, and I don't really plan on changing. So anyways guys, we are going to get this thing strapped down onto the dyno. We're going to pull up the K Pro here, maybe do a tug on baseline, kind of like just like the base map it's on or whatever, and see what we can kind of pull out of it later. I'm hoping we can pull a little bit of horsepower out of it, but sometimes stock engine stuff is a little bit tricky, especially with the choked up exhaust and stuff like that. So, and it's on pump fuel, no E85, just regular pump gas. But hopefully it should drive a lot better and have a little bit more pep in its step by the time it leaves. Alrighty guys, did fail to mention before we put the car on the dyno, we actually ran a wideband into the car. I don't have a wideband currently set up with the dyno, so just for the time being, we've been hooking widebands up into the cars when we put them on the dyno. So I do just have the cord just running out the hood here into the car, and the gauge is sitting over there. So we do have air fuel that we can you know, help with tuning and stuff like that. So we do have that hooked up, and now we got to just get the laptop hooked up into the HonData, and then we're gonna do a baseline, see where everything is at. Alrighty guys, so we're continuing to work on the EP3 right now, and if you guys did watch in the previous videos here, or in the previous clips I should say, we did have some issues with the car last night where it was like stuttering and bucking really bad, and we found out the TPS was giving us some issues. So I took it out, kind of just inspected it, played with it a little bit, threw it back on, and we haven't had the issue back yet. So we had some issues with, you know, fueling, obviously, because the TPS wasn't reading at all. It would stay at 0%, and it would just have, you know, fuel cutoff all the time. So anyways, we got the TPS working good now, I'm thinking. Like I said, we kind of just took it off, recalibrated it, threw it back on, and it seems like it's working good now. So we got it back on the dyno, and we are making some numbers. I did already kind of go over the tune on the street a little bit. I didn't really go crazy, but I do have a way better base map in it than what was in there before, because I'm pretty sure before it was only making like 170 or 180. I don't remember exactly.
Like high 150, low 160s.
Christian says it was like high 150s, what he remembers. So I don't exactly remember what numbers we were putting down. We didn't save any of it because the tune was garbage. But now that we have a sort of decent tune on it, we're making 192 horsepower, 156 foot-pounds of torque. That's pretty damn good, man.
Yeah.
So we still have some work to do on the tune here. I'm gonna see if I can get it to pick up a little bit more, because when it comes into VTEC, obviously it's making good jam. Everything's going good, and it kind of plateaus right here. I would like to see if we can carry this out a little farther. We might be able to get it a little bit higher horsepower, and I want to clean up this little dip right here, right around 7,000 RPM, because it did flash. It just like kind of flashed lean for a second. You know, the air fuel is right around 12.5 or so, and then it kind of went to like 13.8, right at that spot at 7 grand right there. So I'm gonna try to clean that up, and yeah, once my laptop charges here, just kind of going over some stuff. It is raining outside, so we're not really doing a whole lot, but we did get a lot of stuff done. I don't know if I mentioned, but we did get the Mustang engine out, and transmission guy is busy, so I have to wait till Monday to take my transmission back to him. So yeah, popcorn it is.
Shit's lit. I don't know. Okay. What is this?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know.
I have no idea. It's only $2.
It's only $2. I don't know. I want to know what that is, because I don't know.
Right. One more. I'm out. Just melts in your mouth. Alright guys, so we got the laptop charging right now, and I'm just going to kind of go over what I'm going to do to the cam tables to try to get this power to extend a little bit better. Because K-Series you can adjust cam angles. So when the torque starts to die off and the horsepower starts to flatline, we can try and actually retard the camshafts so they can pick up power and keep climbing in the RPM. So what I did on the fuel table already is I actually smoothed out this area right here around 7 grand. I actually added a little bit of fuel in. So I'm going in here right now and I'm actually just pulling 5 degrees of cam angle above like 6,700 to see if it's gonna like it. So I pulled 5 degrees of cam angle out of it up top, and then I'm going to, like I said, I took like 7 grand area right here and I added in 5%. I'm actually gonna add in 5% right here too, below 7 grand, so we can just get it a little fatter. I don't think it's really gonna hurt us too much. I would rather have it be a little richer anyway. So we're gonna upload this guy. And we currently have about 27.5 degrees of timing in it, so nothing crazy. We can probably pick up a horsepower or 2 with another degree. Alright, so we got her fired up here. We're gonna get the dyno unloaded here, get her ran up into 4th gear. Got the wideband over there. Cruising looks pretty good. We shouldn't have to mess with any of the cruising stuff. Like I said, it should be pretty dialed. So we're gonna load up the dyno here. Watch a car bog. Pow. Then I honk. Christian hits go. You guys are asking about how I load the dyno or whatever. This controller actually has a specific load setting, so I can set like a consistent load to whole pull, so it's not, you know, the load isn't varying and whatever. I've actually been learning a lot about tuning on the dyno here and what I can do to you know, better load the car and get proper numbers and whatnot. What?
196, 160.
It picked up.
It looks like it'll carry out to 165.
It's still got that dip a little bit, but it did pick up some power. So we can see we actually gained a little bit right here, but we're still kind of flatlining right here. I bet you we can pick up, we picked up 4 horsepower though. That's pretty decent. So I'm gonna try to extend the cam a little farther here. I think a little more retard after 6,500 is gonna be our ticket here, because this thing's just making good jam right here, but it kind of hits a wall right here and starts to flatline. So we're gonna try to carry it a little farther. We're gonna do an uncut clip here, and we're just gonna go in and yeah, this thing was only making like 180 something yesterday, and I'm like, what the heck? Okay, so after 6,500,
yeah,
6,500 is when it's kind of plateauing here. So I'm actually gonna give it cam angle here. I think it'll like when I give it cam angle, maybe, or we can take more out. We'll take another 5 out. And we'll taper this in a little bit, interpolate that so it smoothens it out as it comes into it. We'll turn this guy on, hit upload. Alrighty, you ready?
yeah.
Looking good. It went down? Okay. So, yeah, Christian said it made less power there. Yeah, so I think this thing's actually going to want more cam angle than what it has in it. Just because it is a little bit choked up setup. So we'll put the cam angle back in. I'm going to add 10 degrees of cam angle into it here. Every setup's a little different on cam angle. They don't all like one specific number or one specific setting for cam angle. They're, like I said, they're all a little bit different. So yeah, we're gonna carry this out a little bit and see if it likes it. Alrighty guys, so I have no idea where we left off last. I think we were going to take the EP3 out for a little street cruise. That guy actually already came and picked his car up. It's already out of the shop and he's back home with it. He's very happy with the car. He did have some issues with his blinkers after he picked the car up and was kind of questioning what I did to cause his blinkers to go out, which was kind of a weird little scenario because when we were tuning the car, we didn't touch the blinkers or anything like that. Two totally separate systems, but he was complaining that the blinkers stopped working on his car, so I tried helping him diagnose through it to see what was going on, and he ended up figuring it out. We got it all squared away, so we're all good to go, but that was a little bit of a weird situation. So yeah, tuning definitely doesn't cause your blinkers to go out. Anyways, so EP3's out of here. We weighed like 196 or 197 horsepower, right on par with what it should have done. And yeah, choked up exhaust. I told him put a big breathing exhaust on it, like a big 3-inch or 2.5 at least, wide open exhaust with maybe a little better header, and that thing probably cram out 205, 210, something like that. But yeah, anyways, EP3's out of here. We got another customer car here that we're going to be working on in the next couple days. This is a pretty big turbo, EG turbo hatch. This thing's going to be pretty wicked. It's got a B16 little built up here. It's got a 850 circ cage in it. We got the hoops down. It's a gutted car, but we're going to be working on this thing here coming soon. I don't know what the hell I want to make videos on. We have done so much stuff in the last couple days, guys. I wanted to update you guys on a lot of stuff that we've done. So we pulled the motor out of the Mustang, obviously. I got the Mustang motor all tore apart here. Didn't really film a lot of it, but I wanted to show you guys. Everybody said, like, oh, the oil pressure is low on your Mustang. It must be the pickup tube O-ring. Like, I've never had the pickup tube O-ring be a cause of low oil pressure on an LS. It's always like bearing related or cam bearing or rod bearing or something like that. And we had one spun rod bearing and 2 spun cam bearings. These are cam bearings out of the fucking Mustang motor. They're garbage. I had to cut them out of there because they were stuck on the cam, broken on the camshaft. Like came right out of the block, spun right in the block. Big loss of oil pressure right there, and big loss of oil pressure on the frickin' rod bearing here. Actually, I think I tossed them already, but the rod bearings are junk too. And we do have a little bit of detonation on the pistons here. Not that one. Not that one. Yeah, like this one's got a little bit of detonation on it. That is from me running the car with one fuel pump. If you guys know, I actually have both of my pumps on switches. I have them separated. And I'm an idiot, and I cruise around with one pump, and then when I get on it, I hit 2 pumps. And right before this fucker, you know, started spinning bearings and shit, me and Christian did a pull with one pump on accident, and I think it leaning out like that, it fucking detonated and spun the bearing on the rod. I think the cam bearings were already bad. You can't really mess up a cam bearing from a bad tune-up. A rod bearing you can, but not a cam bearing, I don't think. So I'm debating on getting a set of pistons for this thing. I don't know exactly what I want to do yet. I might make this a totally separate video. Yeah, I might do this a totally separate video. We'll see. So, yeah. Anyways, be sure to check out what's going on the website. We got a bunch of injectors back in stock, guys. Flexes and normal style injectors. We got the turbos still. I got a bunch of stickers in stock, so if you guys want stickers, hit me up. Place an order. Help out the channel. We've been cramming out work here like crazy. I've been super busy. Haven't really had a whole lot of time to film stuff, but we are just cramming work out, guys. It's plain and simple. We got the bottom end here ready to go. I got to find a trans yet. Got to find a B16 tranny so I can put that behind this B20 VTEC into the CRX. Still waiting on that. Still waiting on the rods to get back for the hatch. That'll be all good to go soon. And yeah, transmission for the Mustang's going up on Monday. Yeah. Okay. Have a great day. Better tomorrow. We'll see you later. Peace out.